everybody, welcome to Tuesday Talk. This week we are going to be talking about shift. When I talk about shift, you're going to say, what do you mean by that? We're going to talk about two different things. Number one, we're going to be talking about a shift in the market. And number two, we're going to be talking about a shift in the way that we do business. First off, we're going to be talking about a shift in the market. So Seth and I talked to lots of owners and different brokers across the country that are in different marketplaces. In all those top markets across the country, they've seen a drastic decrease in sales. In Q4 of 2018, they saw the least amount of sales that they've seen in the last 3 years. It's drastically slowed down, and it has everybody in that new mindset of what do we do now? So how does that relate to Albuquerque? Well, I want you to take a look at some stats. In the Albuquerque metro area from 2015 to 2018, if you look at the graph on the left, you can see that we're still having an increase in sales year over year. The graph doesn't look that much different, right? Because the margin isn't that big. But if you go over to the right, you can actually see the percentage change in sales year over year. In 2015, we had over 15% increase in sales. In 2016, we only had 7.6. 2017, we had 7.4. And in 2018, it went down all the way to 4.6. So what does that mean for you? Well, I want you to focus on that because Albuquerque Metro tends to have a delay. They're about 12 to 18 months behind the national trends in real estate. So I am telling you all this now, even though you're saying, why, Jessica, it's going to be 12 to 18 months, because I want you to be able to act now. I want you to be able to get out ahead of the crowd and make the changes that you need to do now so that you can thrive when this market goes down. Let's take another quick look at some of our Albuquerque stats. So in the Albuquerque metro area for 2018, we had 1,730 realtors that closed one or more deal. That totaled to $6.1 billion in sales volume. But let's break that down. Of the $6.1 billion, half of that, 50% of that volume was done by only 15% of our brokers. So 250 brokers did $3 billion of the sales, and the other $3 billion was divided up by almost 1,500 other brokers. I point this out because I want you to set yourself up to be one of those 250 brokers. Are you currently up in that 250 mark? If you don't know, come and see Seth or I, we can tell you. So if you are in there, how do you stay in there? How do you stay relevant in the next 5 to 10 years when things slow down? And if you're not up there, how do you get up there? You still have time, you still have the chance to make the changes and to put in the work to make yourself be in that top 15%. So we have an event that's coming up at the end of March. It's going to be great. It's with Tony Giordano. Brought him in town a year or so ago, and he talked to you guys about social media and how to use social media to build your business. This time around, we're bringing him in, and he's doing something that's called Shift Happens, breaking records in a down market. So he's going to go over some of the key items and traits and trends and systems and profiles that you need to have in place in order to be a broker that thrives in that down market, not just survives, but thrives in there. So this is going to be an invitation-only event. So check your email, look out for that. It's going to be brought to you by RE/MAX Select, our friends at Waterstone Mortgage, and our partners at Title Alliance. Okay, next we're going to be talking about a shift in the way we do business. So first we need to ask, what business are you in? So I commonly ask this to brokers all the time to get their answer, and what they typically tell me is that they're in real estate or they're in selling homes. So both of those are very generic answers. Real estate, that's something you probably fill out on your doctor's office form when you're checking in or making small talk at a party with someone you don't really know. Think about how many different people are in the real estate industry. There's appraisers, there's inspectors, there's title and escrow officers, there's loan officers, and then of course real estate brokers. We are in that industry, but that's not really what our business is, right? Selling homes, that's the same thing. We're not developers, we're not out there building houses and then selling them to the public, and we're also not, probably most of us, buying and selling properties as investors all the time. So what does that mean? What business are we in? We are in the people business. We are in the business of helping people achieve their real estate goals. So what does that mean? That means that we really need to have a focus on communication, on advisement, letting people know our market insight, giving them our expertise so that they're able to make the best decisions possible for their transaction. Why is that significant? Let's talk about why that's significant. We have all these people out there, all these people that we want to reach, that we want to talk to. But let's talk about the modern day consumer. The modern day consumer is flooded with all this different technology and apps. Think about it. You have Amazon, you have Walmart, and you have Target. These companies that are being able to ship you anything that you want with a click of 2 buttons and can be there typically within 2 days. We also have DoorDash and Grubhub that now delivers from restaurants all over the city. So you don't even have to leave your house to have dinner. Now we have Costco too, they're in the mix. So yeah, you can sit at home in your underwear, order dinner, get some toilet paper, order clothes, order shoes, anything that you want without leaving your house. That's the convenience that today's consumer is used to. Also look at the side of entertainment. Comcast and DirecTV are having such a hard time keeping their customers because there's all these different apps out there now that are more convenient, that are easy, that are at their fingertips. It's on their phone. It's everywhere that they need to be. You have Netflix, you have Hulu, Vudu, you have YouTube, all these different applications that people can use. So the consumer nowadays has a different expectation of what they want in regards to customer service. They want better communication. They want it to be easy. They want it to be available to them. So what does that mean for us? We have to focus on technology. We have to focus on internet. Whether or not we want to fight it or embrace it is up to you. So let's talk about in our business, a little look at the modern customer journey. So one, we have awareness. That's where it starts. Do people know about the product? People focus on that constantly. The product in this situation is you. Do people know that you're a broker? Are you a secret agent? Do you keep that hidden from people? I hope not. I hope that you're telling everybody that you know that you're a real estate broker, that you can help them achieve their real estate goals. The second part is findability. If somebody hears your name or is referred to you, can they find you? Can they go and look on Google and put your name in and get your phone number? There's a lot of times that brokers in our office will come to us and say, hey Jessica, hey Seth, John Smith at ABC Realty is interested in joining the brokerage. You should reach out to them. Well, we go online, we Google John Smith, and we can't find John Smith's phone number. It's nowhere to be found. Everything just sends us to ABC Realty. So make sure you're not like John Smith. Make sure that you are able to be found online. The third part is reputation. Reputation. So people, once they find you online and they find you, they're going to start doing their research, right? They're going to start seeing what they can dig up. Some people call that stalking. I've had people say that. I stalked you before I called you. I don't necessarily like to use that term. I like it better to say research. But they do their research. They see what they can find. If there's any articles about you, if there's any reviews or social media, they're going to go look at your Facebook. They're going to go look at your Instagram if it's not private. So make sure that all of that stuff is intact. The next part is conversion. Are you easily able to reach? You know, that's why people like the Grubhub, they like Amazon Prime, they like this stuff because they can buy stuff with 2 clicks on their phone. They don't have to go out and do this whole process. That's the same thing with you. The consumer doesn't want to have to go and find you and research you and hunt you down at your office. They want to be able to find you online, connect with you, and connect with you in several different ways. So once they do that, the last part of that is, of course, advocacy. If you help today's consumer and you give them a good experience, now more than ever, people are more likely to give you referrals. They're more likely to go and put a review online for you, to talk about how great you are. That turns them into your advocate. So you put in the time, you put in the effort, and they've gone all the way through the process, and then you make them your #1 fan. That's the goal, right? So let's talk about, in our industry, how that's being disrupted. how technology is affecting us. I'm a broker, I'm out in the trenches with you guys. I know that my phone is ringing constantly with people trying to sell me something, right? I have the newest, best, greatest way to get you buyers and sellers, and don't worry, it's only $3.99 a month, or it's only this amount of money. I get that. It's hard. It's hard to sort through everything and decide what's the best way to go. Well, not only that, but now we have all these companies that are trying to disrupt the way that technology affects the real estate industry. We have all these companies like Purple Bricks, Zillow, OfferPad, Open Door. These companies that are offering the consumer to buy or sell a house with 3 clicks. What is that going to do? What is that going to affect your business, our business in general? How is that going to change things? Okay, so what does that mean for you? How are you going to stay relevant when you have all these people trying to disrupt the industry, all these tech companies coming in and trying to take the buyers and the sellers and then sell them back to you? Well, if you're focusing on that modern customer journey, if you take the steps in the next 12 to 18 months to make sure that people are aware that you're a realtor, make sure that they can find you, make sure that you have a great reputation online, meaning that they can find those reviews, they can find articles, they can look you up on different social media and see all these wonderful things, then your conversion rate is going to be exponentially higher, and you're going to be able to get those people despite all the other people that are trying to come in and take this away from us. You do all of that and you put in place your tools and your systems and everything that you have, and you're going to make those people your advocates. You're going to make them your #1 fans, and they're going to be out there cheering you on, giving you referrals, and making sure that they give you great reviews so you can continue on in your business. So now that we know what we need to do, how do we do that? The first thing, this is the most common thing that I hear from all the brokers in my office, is they need to get organized, right? So when we talk about organization, we're going to have a class on February 21st at the central office. We're going to be talking about all these different organization things. So time management. Time management is key. When they do interviews with all the top producers throughout the country, time management is one of the biggest things that comes up. I recently read an article with an interview through Ryan Searhant. He is on $1 Million Listing New York. I don't know if you guys watch that show or not, but he talked about what was the one thing that made the biggest impact in his business, and that was time management. He came across a coach that told him that he needed to start implementing time blocking. He started doing time blocking, and with time blocking, he was able to quadruple his business while maintaining the same amount of assistance and help and working the same amount of hours, all because he was organized. So not just time management, but we're also going to be talking about email filing. We're going to be talking about file naming. We're going to be talking about transaction checklists. In email filing and file naming, I know that seems simple and a little thing that you probably shouldn't put so much focus on, but it's going to help you stay organized. And when you have tons of business coming in, it's going to save you so much time to find things when you need to find them. And every couple seconds that you save during the day will add up and allow you that extra time to do one more thing. Transaction checklists. Do you have your checklist in place? Do you have something to stay organized on your due dates, on your timeline, on when things need to be done? There's so many things to juggle when you're doing multiple transactions. It's really important that you have these systems in place. If you're not a part of our Perfect Agent system, these tools are still available to you. You can still reach out to us and we can still tell you all about these different tools and systems that you can use to get you on track. And in this class on February 21st, we're going to be talking about all of those and also talking about how to keep you consistent on all your different platforms. So all your info is streamlined across the board on everything. So bring your laptops, come to the central office at 10 a.m. on the 21st, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper into all these topics and try and help you guys get organized. The next class that we're going to do is going to be talking about marketing. So when we talk about marketing, there's so much marketing that we have to do, right? And I'm hoping you all created a marketing budget. You went to the business plan in November. We all made a marketing budget of what we're going to have to spend our dollars. Well, now, how do you differentiate? A lot of brokers have problems with that. They say, I'm spending so much money on marketing, so much money on marketing. Well, what are you doing? Are you marketing yourself or are you marketing your listings? Where does that money go? You need to know that and you need to divide it appropriately. Of course, you need to be marketing yourself, right? You are the product. So you need to be marketing yourself and have people aware. You have to be able to have people find you, right? So on March 7th, we're going to be having another class at the central office, and we're going to be talking about marketing yourself. We're going to be going over social media, all the things that are available in your RE/MAX toolbox, you guys. So there's so much stuff in the social media section. There's so much stuff in the campaign section. Free items that you can set and forget to go out so that you're not constantly remembering, oh, did I send this out to my sphere? Did I send that out to my sphere? Just set it and forget it. It's simple, it's easy, we'll help you get it set up, and most importantly, it's free. So you need to utilize these free services that you guys have at your fingertips. We're also going to be talking about a lot of the different stuff that brokers in our office do. A lot of people still do print. A lot of people are doing geofarming. Is that of interest to you? How much does that cost? What's the return on your investment? These are things that you need to evaluate and figure out as you're going forward. Remember that your marketing budget and any budget in your business, it should be continually changing. You should be looking at it every single month throughout the year and saying, did that work? Did that work? If not, make the changes that you need to make to get the most money for what you're spending. We also have accounts with BombBomb and these other places where you can get a discount, a significant discount. So if you're interested in doing video, if you're interested in reaching out, make sure and come to this class. We're going to have an in-depth talk. We're going to have success stories from different brokers in our office on what works and what doesn't. So make sure and come by for that. The following week, we're going to be doing marketing your listing. So that's March 14th at the central office at 10 a.m. So I hope you guys are getting these. Central office, 10 a.m. That's the key. Okay, so come on and check out how to market your listing. There's so many tools out there, right? And I know that you guys are spending a ton of money on photos and Matterport and videos and drones, and you have to buy brochures and you have to do open houses and all of this stuff. So we're going to really talk at the beginning and focus on how you can market your listing for free. There are so many different ways to do that. The one thing that you should be making sure that you're paying attention to is that automation that you get. Every time you have a new listing that it comes in, every time you have a price reduction, every time you have an open house, you're getting an email that has valuable content. It has that social media stuff that you can just do 2 clicks and share. It has the free websites for your listings. It has the digital emails that you can send out. So you can send out an email to your sphere. You can send out an email to all of GAR if you want to. A lot of brokers do that. And announce that your new listing is up or that you have a price reduction. There's also print available on there. So if you want to do just sold or just listed or advertise a price reduction, you can do those mailers. Very simple. Contact our marketing department. We take care of all of that for you. All you have to let us know is how many houses that you want to send it to, and we will pick around your listing and send out those mailers for you. Very simple. So we're trying to let you know that these things are really easy and you don't have to do everything by yourself. So come to this class, learn about all the different things that you can do, and let's get some advertising for your property. Also, I want to remind you guys, we still have AdWorks that's for free from RE/MAX. So every listing that you have, they are going and advertising that listing across all these different websites online. CNN, Yahoo, the New York Times. Your listing is being featured as an advertisement on all these websites. We can track it, we can see the information, and we can provide that to our sellers. So make sure and utilize that as a tool. You can utilize that in your listing presentation, but also utilize it once you actually have the listing and show that data to your sellers and let them know that you're really working hard to get their listing the exposure it deserves. So come to these classes. I hope to see you there. That's the end for this week about Shift. Next week, please join me. We are going to be talking about real estate etiquette, an interesting topic. Everybody has different opinions on the way that we should be doing things. So I'm going to have a couple guests join me that have differing views, and we're going to kind of sort it out on what we think is appropriate etiquette in our real estate industry. So I had to break it up into several sections. So next week will be the first part. I hope to see you then. Remember, work hard and be nice.